Let's have a look at how we can use Ready Info screens to create a pose guide for your photo booth instead of using them for their intended purpose, which is a rather boring terms and conditions type setup. Let's have a look how it works. So basically we need to create a bunch of screen assets, and the first one we need is a new Ready Overlay screen with a button or some sort of action to prompt people to choose or select a pose. So I've just got a simple start button here for the photo booth, but also a easy, simple to spot pose idea button. So that's our ready_overlay file. We then also need to go ahead and actually design all the images and the screens for our pose guide. And I've done 10 pages of them, and there's 4 poses on each page. So let's have a look. This is the basic design that I've got here. So I've got the 4 poses, and I've got a forward backwards button and a close button. Now the naming convention for those is ready_info1 for the first page, ready_info2 for the second page, and so on all the way through to 10 pages. So once they're in our assets folder along with all our other screen designs, we can jump back into Breeze and we can go into our advanced settings and then into the touchscreen settings. And what we need to do is on this start screen is add an action for the pose idea, or the pose guide. So we're using the Ready Info screen. So we come down here and pick the option Photo Info Open. So that's going to open up the first screen in our designs. If we right click and we come down to Stills Ready Info screen, now we're looking at the design of our pose guide, and we need to add touch actions for our forward and back buttons and the close button. So if we right click and say Add Action, we'll say Photo Info Next, and this is the button that will take us to the next screen. We'll say Add Action, and we'll say Close, and we'll pop this over our close button here, and we'll add a back button as well. Alright, so once we're happy with that, we can right click and just say Exit. We'll save that, okay that, yes, save, yes, and we'll save that. Okay, so let's run that and see what we've got. So here's our start screen, we've got the start button, and now we've got our pose idea button. And so when we tap that, it brings up the first page of our pose ideas. So we can now cycle through those by pressing on the next button. And we can go backwards by pressing the back button, and we can close it by pressing the X. And when we want to get back into it, just hit pose idea until we find something we're happy with. Number 23, Peace Baby, my go-to. So let's do that one. So hit the start button. Wait for that to load. And there we go. Nailed it with the pose guide. So there you go. It's not that difficult. It's just a matter of designing those poses and getting them in as Ready Info screens and adding a couple touch actions. And then you've got a nice little interactive experience for guests as they're using the photo booth. Any questions, just hit me up in the comments.